recently downloaded the Elder Scrolls games on the PlayStation. Currently there's 3. There are, however, many more across all platforms. But I'm choosing to stick with these 2 games because of 2 reasons. One, the graphics, the gameplay, the whole caboodle, everything is better when it comes to Skyrim. It's just a better game. Not that Oblivion's a bad game, it's just you have to be realistic. If you want the best experience for a game, you have to play it on the best platform, and unfortunately, when it comes to these types of games, any kind of sandbox game is always going to play better on PC, simply because of the amount of, power required to simulate these types of worlds. That being said, though, some of them run pretty well on PlayStation 5. Not all of them. This is one of them that happens to run pretty fairly well.
Geralt, Witcher of Rivia, is my guest. His stay is a pleasure to me.
So let's get down to it. That's where I'm headed.
You have the audacity
and I'm on this quest right now as a Viking warrior. So,
to question our ruler's authority. Quiet! Nenica snapped and narrowed her eyes. Lower your voice. Have a care who you speak to like that. I know who I'm talking to. The knight advanced a step. Fulwick, the older knight, grabbed him firmly by the elbow and squeezed until the armor-plated gauntlet grated. Tyler's yanked furiously. And my words expressed the prince's will, the lord of this estate. We have got soldiers in the yard, woman. Nenica reached into the purse at her belt.
My horse died.
A small porcelain jar. I really don't know, she said calmly. What will happen if I smash this container at your feet, Tyler? Maybe your lungs will burst. Maybe you will grow fur. Or maybe both. Who knows? Only merciful Melita. Don't dare threaten me with your spells, priestess. Our soldiers, if any one of your soldiers touches one of Melita's priestesses, they will hang before dusk from the acacias along the road to town, and they know that very well. As do you, Tyles, so stop acting like a fool. I delivered you, you shitty brat. I pity your mother, but don't tempt fate. And don't force me to teach you manners. All right, the Witcher muttered in, growing bored. It looks as though I'm becoming the cause of a serious conflict, and I don't see why I should. Sir Fulwick, you look more level-headed than your companion, who, I see, is beside himself with youthful enthusiasm.
I'm like jumping down a mountainside.
I assure you that I will leave in a few days. I also assure you that I have no intention to work here to undertake any commissions or orders. I'm not here as a witcher, but on personal business. Count Fulwick met his eyes, and Geralt realized his mistake. There was pure, unwavering hatred in the white rose knight's eyes. The Witcher was sure that it was not Duke Herivard who was chasing him out, but Fulwick and his like. The knight turned to Nenica, bowed with respect, and began to speak. He spoke calmly and politely. He spoke logically. But Geralt knew Fulwick was lying through his teeth. Venerable Nenica, I ask your forgiveness, but Prince Herivard will not tolerate the presence of this witcher on his lands. It is of no importance if he is hunting monsters or claims to be here on personal business. The prince knows that witchers do not undertake personal business, but they do attract trouble like a magnet to fireworks. The wizards are rebelling and writing petitions. The druids are threatening. I don't see why Geralt should bear the consequences of the unwillingness of local wizards and druids, interrupted the priestess. Since when has Herivard been interested in either's opinion? Enough of this discussion. Fulwick stiffened. Have I not made myself sufficiently clear, Venerable Nenica? I will make it so clear as can't be clearer. Neither the prince nor the chapter of the order will tolerate the presence of this witcher, Geralt, the butcher of Blaviken, in Elendar for one more day. This isn't Elendar. priestess sprang from her chair. This is the temple of Melita, and I, Ninaka, the high priestess of Melita, will not tolerate your presence on temple grounds a minute longer, sirs. Sir Folwick, the Witcher said quietly, listen to the voice of reason. I don't want any trouble, nor do I believe that you particularly care for it. I'll leave this neighbourhood within 3 days. No, Ninaka, don't say anything, please. It's time for me to be on my way. 3 days. I don't ask for more. And you're right not to ask. The priestess spoke before Folwick could react. Did you hear, boys? The Witcher will remain here for 3 days because that's his fancy, and I, priestess of Great Melita, will for those 3 days be his host, for that is my fancy. Tell that to Hereford. No, not Hereford. Tell that to his wife, the noble Amelia, adding that if she wants to continue receiving an uninterrupted supply of aphrodisiacs from my pharmacy, she'd better calm her duke down. Let her curb his humours and whims, which look evermore like symptoms of idiocy. Enough! Tylis shouted so shrilly, his voice broke into a falsetto. I don't intend to stand by and listen as some charlatan insults my lord and his wife. I will not let such an insult pass unnoticed. It is the order of the White Rose which will rule here now. It is the end of your nest of darkness and superstitions, and I, a knight of the White Rose— Shut up, you brat, interrupted Geralt, smiling nastily. Halt your uncontrolled little tongue. You speak to a lady who deserves respect, especially from a knight of the White Rose. Admittedly, to become one, it's enough lately to pay 1,000 Novigrad crowns into the chapter's treasury, so the order's full of sons of moneylenders and tailors. But surely some manners have survived. But maybe I'm mistaken. Tylis grew pale and reached to his side. Sir Folwick, said Geralt, not ceasing to smile. If he draws his sword, I'll take it from him and beat the snotty-nosed little brat's arse with the flat of his blade, and then I'll batter the door down with him. Tylis, his hands shaking, pulled an iron gauntlet from his belt, and, with a crash, threw it to the ground at the Witcher's feet. I'll wash away the insult to the order with your blood, mutant, he yelled. On beaten ground. Go into the yard. You've dropped something, son, Nennekin said calmly. So pick it up. We don't leave rubbish here. This is a temple. Folwick, take that fool from here, or this will end in grief. You know what you're to tell Hereford, and I'll write a personal letter to him. You don't look like trustworthy messengers to me. Get out of here. You can find your way out, I hope. Folwick, restraining the enraged Tylis with an iron grip, bowed, his armour clattering. Then he looked the Witcher in the eyes. The Witcher didn't smile. Folwick threw his crimson cloak over his shoulders. This wasn't our last visit, Venerable Nenneker, he said. We'll be back. That's just what I'm afraid of, replied the priestess coldly. The displeasure's mine. The Lesser Evil. Part 1. As usual, cats and children noticed him first. A striped tomcat, sleeping on a sun-warmed stack of wood, shuddered, raised his round head, pulled back his ears, hissed, and bolted off into the nettles. 3-year-old Dragomir, fisherman Trilia's son, who was sitting on the hut's threshold, doing his best to make a dirtier, an already dirty shirt, started to scream as he fixed his tearful eyes on the passing rider. The Witcher rode slowly, without trying to overtake the hay cart obstructing the road. A laden donkey trotted behind him, stretching its neck and constantly pulling the cord tied to the Witcher's pommel tight. In addition to the usual bags, the long-eared animal was lugging a large shape wrapped in a saddlecloth on its back. The grey-white flanks of the ass were covered with black streaks of dried blood. The cart finally turned down a side street leading to a granary and harbour, from which a sea breeze blew, carrying the stink of tar and ox's urine. Geralt picked up his pace. He didn't react to the muffled cry of the woman selling vegetables, who was staring at the bony, taloned paw sticking out beneath the horse blanket, bobbing up and down in time with the donkey's trot. He didn't look round at the crowd gathering behind him and rippling with excitement. There were, as usual, many carts in front of the alderman's house. Geralt jumped from the saddle. adjusted the sword on his back, and threw the reins over the wooden barrier. The crowd following him formed a semicircle around the donkey. Even outside, the alderman's shouts were audible. "It's forbidden, I tell you! Forbidden! God damn it! Can't you understand what I say, you scoundrel?" Geralt entered. In front of the alderman, small, podgy and red with rage, stood a villager holding a struggling goose by the neck. "What? By all the gods! Is that you, Geralt? Do my eyes deceive me?" And turning to the peasant again, "Take it away, you boor! Are you deaf?" "They said," mumbled the villager, squinting at the goose, "that a wee something must be given to his lordship, otherwise—" "Who said?" yelled the alderman. "Who? Did I supposedly take bribes? I won't allow it, I say. Away with you. Greetings, Geralt." "Greetings, Goldorain." The alderman squeezed the witch's hand, slapped him on the shoulder. "You haven't been here for a good 2 years, Geralt. Eh? You can never stay in one place for long, can you? Where are you coming from? Ah, dog's arse. What's the difference where? Hey, somebody bring us some beer. Sit down, Geralt, sit down. It's mayhem here, because we've the market tomorrow. How are things with you? Tell me." "Later. Come outside first." The crowd outside had grown twofold, but the empty space around the donkey hadn't grown any smaller. Geralt threw the horse blanket aside. The crowd gasped and pulled back. Caldermain's mouth fell open. "By all the gods, Geralt! What is it?" "A Kikimora. Is there any reward for it?" Caldermain shifted from foot to foot, looking at the spidery shape of its dry black skin, that glassy eye with its vertical pupil, the needle-like fangs in the bloody jaws. "Where? From where?" "On the dike, not some 4 miles from town, on the swamps. Caldermain, people must have disappeared there. Children." "Well, yes, true enough, but nobody. Who could have guessed? Hey, folks, go home, get back to work. This isn't a show. Cover it up, Geralt. Flies are gathering." Back inside, the alderman grabbed a large jug of beer without a word and drank it to the last drop in one draught. He sighed deeply and sniffed. "There's no reward," he said gloomily. "No one suspected that there was something like that lurking in the salt marshes. It's true that several people have disappeared in those parts, but hardly anyone loitered on that dike. And why were you there? Why weren't you taking the main road?" "It's hard for me to make a living on main roads, Caldermain." "I forgot." The alderman suppressed a belch, puffing out his cheeks. "And this used to be such a peaceful neighbourhood. Even imps only rarely pissed in the women's milk. And here, right next to us, some sort of Felis spectre. It's only
Yeah, I got an arrow stuck in my back.
Because that's for paying you.
It just goes away, so it's all good.
"That's a shame. I could do with a small sum to get through the winter." The witcher took a sip from his jug, wiped away the froth. "I'm making my way to Isparden, but I don't know if I'll get there before the snow has blocked the way. I might get stuck in one of the little towns on the Latonsky Road." "Do you plan to stay long in Blavik?" "No, no time to waste. Winter's coming." "Where are you going to stay? With me, perhaps? There's an empty room in the attic. I get fleeced by the innkeepers, those thieves. We'll have a chat, and you can tell me what's happening in the big wide world." "Willingly. But what will Libusha have to say about it? It was quite obvious last time that she's not very keen on me." "Women don't have a say in my house. But, just between us, don't do what you did during supper last time in front of her again." "You mean when I threw my fork at that rat?" "No, I mean when you hit it, even in the dark." "I thought it would be amusing." "It was. But don't do it in front of Libusha. And listen, this... what's it called? Kikimora. Do you need it for anything?" "What would I want it for? You can have them throw it in the cesspool, but there's no reward for it." "That's not a bad idea. Hey, Ganelka, Bog, Carry Pebble, any of you there?" A town guard entered with a halberd on his shoulder, the blade catching the door frame with a crash. "Carry Pebble," said Caldermain. Get somebody to help you, and take the donkey with that muck wrapped up in the horse blanket. Lead it past the pigsties and chuck the kicking Mora in the cesspool. Understood?
At your command. But, Alderman, sir,
What?
before we drown that hideous thing,
Well,
we could show it to Master Irian. It might be useful to him.
Goldermane slapped his forehead with his open palm. You're not stupid, Gary Pebble. Listen, Geralt. Maybe our local wizard will spare you something for that carcass. The fishermen bring him the oddest of fish. Octopedes, claybitters, or herons. Many have made some money on them. Come on, let's go to the tower. You've got yourself a wizard. Is he here for good or only passing? For good. Master Irian. He's been living in Blaviken for a year. A powerful magus, Geralt. You'll see that from his very appearance. I doubt whether a powerful magus will pay for a Kikimora, Geralt grimaced. As far as I know, it's not needed for any elixirs. Your Irian will only insult me, no doubt. We
That's a
witches
crazy
and
glitch right
wizards
there.
don't love each other. I've never heard of Master Irian insulting anyone. I can't swear that he'll pay you, but there's no harm in trying. There might be more Kikimoras like that on the marshes, and what then? Let the wizard look at the monster and cast some sort of spell on the marshlands or something, just in case. The Witcher thought for a moment. Very well, Calderman. What the heck? We'll risk a meeting with Master Irian. Shall we go? We're off. Gary Pebble, chase the kids away and bring the floppy ears. Where's my hat? Part 2. The tower, built of smooth blocks of granite and crowned by tooth-like battlements, was impressive, dominating the broken tiles of homesteads and dipping roofed thatched cottages. He's renovated it, I see, remarked Geralt. With spells, or did he have you working at it? Spells, chiefly. What's he like, this Irian? Decent. He helps people, but he's a recluse, doesn't say much. He rarely leaves the tower. On the door, which was adorned with a rosace and laid with pale wood, hung a huge knocker in the shape of a flat, bulging-eyed fish head holding a brass ring in its toothed jaws. Caldermane, obviously well versed with the workings of its mechanics, approached, cleared his throat, and recited, Alderman Caldermane greets you with a case for Master Irian. With him greets you Witcher Geralt, with respect to the same case. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then, finally, the fish head moved its toothed mandibles and belched a cloud of steam. Master Irian is not receiving. Leave, my good people. Caldermane waddled on the spot and looked at Geralt. The Witcher shrugged. Gary Pebble picked his nose with serious concentration. Master Irian is not receiving, the knocker repeated metallically. Go, my good... I'm not a good person, Geralt broke in loudly. I'm a Witcher. That thing on the donkey is a Kikimora, and I killed him not far from town. It is the duty of every resident wizard to look after the safety of the neighbourhood.